Pisces. Hey, I am here to drop into your collective energy and find out who's feeling you. What's coming up for you in love and romance. This is for any significant Pisces placement. It is geared a little bit more towards singles, but sometimes there's messages that peek on through with those that are in committed unions, okay? But kind of the intention of this read is people who are on the prowl, okay? They're looking to invite a little bit of romance into their life. They're ready to open up to love again and invite in that newness. So just bringing in that intention for this read. And it is for any significant Pisces placement, or if you happen to have a prominent placement in the 12th house. Also, if you're a Virgo rising, that makes you a Pisces descendant. So you do want to tune in to your descendant signs with these reads, because they definitely give a lot of insight in the area of love and romance. Now, initially dipping into the Piscean energy, I have to say that you're kind of in a state of flux right now. I feel like your energy is very changeable. It's shifting. You're very sensitive to your environment. Maybe you're sensitive to the people around you, and this is kind of coloring your moods, or you might be finding yourself in a situation where you're trying to read somebody's intentions, you're trying to feel out what they're feeling, and you might be kind of adapting to fit the situation. I'm not sure what that's about, but just trying to decide what color to work with your lighting. It's like, I could not settle on anything. And maybe you're dealing with a situation where you feel a bit like that, a bit unsettled, maybe having a difficulty making up your mind. You might be doing a lot of reflection, especially at night. There's something that you're trying to sort out. You might be spending a lot of time by the water. You might be tuning into the moon. There's something about moon bathing to center your emotions here. And this could be around an opportunity with a Knight of Wands, a very passionate energy, a very fast moving energy, an impulsive energy at times. It could be a fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So let's find out what's going on here for you, Pisces. What is coming in for Pisces in love and romance? Who's feeling Pisces? It does seem that there is somebody who's moving towards you passionately, or somebody you desire to move toward passionately. It can work both ways, okay? You may be trying to figure out what somebody's true intentions are in this case, and that's something definitely flipped out there. So we'll see what that's about. I'm working with the Paulina Tarot today, or what I call my fairy tarot. Bottom of the deck energy, this could be a Leo. This could be somebody you've dealt with in the past. Maybe this person had somewhat of a falling out with you, or maybe they've just been kind of MIA. I think that this is somebody that has always turned to you for guidance, or turned to you for some kind of assistance. This person may have some difficulty, kind of staying balanced. I got that. I feel like this person can sometimes come off a little aggressive. They may be a little gruff, okay? This may be something that is really just covering up a lot of hurt. And maybe this person even had some harsh words with you or something along these lines, but I feel like you're getting an opportunity to get to the heart of the matter in this situation. I also feel like you overcame some difficult romantic pattern in your past, and you really have come to a place of valuing yourself. You've integrated a lot of important spiritual lessons in your romantic journey, okay? And there's somebody here, it feels like it's somebody from your past that you're dealing with here. And you're getting a different reflection of this person, maybe a different understanding of this individual. I do feel like there's some kind of communication opening up with this person, and it may feel a little bit challenging. Maybe you feel like this person's moods are kind of all over the place, like you never really know what's coming at you. But I do feel like there's something here that you're able to get down to the root of, and it's through a certain level of understanding, just because you do have the insight of integrating all of these lessons from the past in regard to your romantic story. And so I think you're exercising some sensitivity here. You know that this person has walls up because there's some measure of vulnerability here, maybe even hurt. Okay. Yeah. And I think this is actually going to give you an opportunity to perhaps reclaim a lost opportunity. Maybe you thought you wouldn't hear from this person again, or there wouldn't be any way to have another go at this, resolve this situation. But I do feel like there's something to celebrate here, and it feels really good to you, okay? It does. It feels really good to you. I feel like this to you feels like now I'm on track, okay? So maybe for a while you were trying to really figure out, like, where is my path? You know, where am I meant to be? Who am I supposed to align with? And this person may have always been on your mind, you know? This person may have always been on your mind. And you may have had a few different suitors that approached you. You may have had, I'm picking up like 5 different suitors that you had experiences with, where it's like, close but no cigar. It's like there were aspects of each individual that were like, oh, so close. Like it felt like a fit, but it just wasn't quite that 10 of cups, you know? It wasn't that story that you want to see unfold in your love life. And I think now you're finding the one that you really are willing to do the work with, and they're willing to do the work with you. Okay. It could be a Leo. Maybe there was something about this person that you always sort of like measured others against. I feel like whoever this person is, they left a lasting impact on your heart. Okay. It could also be that, you know, you might have dealt with a little bit of drama. There might have been, you know, a few different people vying for your attention. Maybe things got a little bit complicated in that situation. Maybe each of these people sort of catered to a different aspect of yourself. And some of you may have felt like, why can't I have it all? Like, why do I have to just settle on one? Okay, I could see that. This could also be a situation where maybe you didn't want to, you know, just settle down with one. Maybe at one point you really wanted marriage, but then some other options came into view, some different possibilities you wanted to explore, and that started to shift your mind about what was really going to be that point of satisfaction for you. Okay, let's find out what this is, because I do feel like there's something you're overcoming. It was a limitation in the past. Could be a Leo involved in this situation. Doesn't have to be, okay, but pretty strong Leo indication there to come out with the Knight of Wands with strength. There could also be a turning point in your current love story come Leo season. So I'm picking up something around the moon energy, all right? And with that, something just fell on the ground. So possibly around July 21st with the full moon in Capricorn, this might reach a culmination point. Oh, yes. I mean, there is some recovery of a lost opportunity here. I do feel that. We got King of Wands. We got the Fool crossing. This could be an Aries, just with that Wands energy coming out. So far, we got Aries, Aquarius, Leo, strongly. Aries and Leo very strongly. And then there's also Sagittarius that could be in the mix here. All right. And this could be coming in very strongly if you have a Virgo placement in a significant spot in your chart, or if you're a Virgo rising, since that does make you a Libra. A Libra? What? I was going to say a Libra descendant. It doesn't make you a Libra descendant. Okay, Libra popping in here. There may be a Libra somewhere in your situation, okay? But this is Virgo. Okay, Libra cross watcher energy coming in, dive bombing the reads. So we do have the Hermit here, all right? And I feel like this is just also speaking of you sort of figuring out where you want to go, trying to choose your path to love, trying to choose the path of heart. You could have been dealing with a Virgo, okay? And there could have been a Libra involved in the mix just for that to come in this situation, all right? I do feel like there's some time that you spent sorting out what is the right direction for you. And I feel like it's been a very changeable experience. I feel like your moods have been very changeable around this. I also feel like this has been deeply spiritual for you. It's been a real point of integration in terms of your love stories of the past and what you want that to evolve into in the future as you open up a new chapter. Now, it could be that you thought you were going to open up a new chapter with somebody in particular, and then it just all went south. And you thought this is a lost opportunity. And this could have been a situation where there were multiple people involved, and maybe everybody wanted this opportunity, and you felt like it passed you by. But I feel like something's coming back around. And I do have something very strongly coming in around Leo season, and I'm picking up around July 21st with that full moon in Capricorn. Maybe you're dealing with a Capricorn. Okay, that's just coming in with that. Something is crossing that Six of Wands. So I think this is significant just in terms about what is coming. Two cards. You might have a choice. Okay, Page of Cups. Okay, there's definitely some romantic invitation that is going to come in here. This is your energy too. You might decide to bite the bullet, and you may be the one that's trying to open up the door there. I do see this energy of the lotus flower. It evokes, you know, no mud, no lotus. I mean, I do think you feel a deep connection with this person. Queen of Wands. I think you are also really bringing your fire forward in this situation. I feel it's one of these matters where you feel like somebody is aligned with you, somebody's meant for you. You also feel like for you to obtain this would be wish fulfillment. And you can't necessarily explain it. You just feel a really deep connection there with the High Priestess coming out. It's something you feel intuitively in this situation. You may even feel like this opportunity will come back around the bend. Now, whether you have fire in your chart or not, I do feel like you're really showing up as this Queen of Wands. I think that you're moving very independently here. I think you're feeling yourself. I think you're looking good. You may have even been doing something to like, I don't know, enhance your appearance. You might be having kind of a glow up sort of energy. But I feel like there's something here. I don't know why it's coming through like this, but it's almost coming through as there's something here that you feel like you want to prove, okay? You want to prove. And it's something that haunted you in the past, maybe a story that haunted you in the past. Again, we got the lion energy there, Leo energy. This is something that's troubled you quite a bit. And I feel like it's something very deep that you've been integrating on a spiritual level. I also feel it's something that you've been integrating in your dream space. It's something that you have been really actualizing by pulling the subconscious up to conscious awareness so you can alchemize this, you can transmute this energy. I mean, I think it's a chance for you to have some personal gratification here. Queen of Wands, King of Wands, these are two highly independent energy. Again, very strong fire energy coming through here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, I'm really curious here because we have two cards that fell in a crossing position across the Six of Wands. So I want to see what this is about. Okay, now we got a King of Cups here. Okay, so that's your energy. Also Cancer and Pisces. And we have a Nine of Wands there. All right, you may feel like you're really worse for the wear in this situation. And in fact, I feel like your masculine energy is very front and center, whether you're a man and identify as that or not, okay? I feel like this is a case where maybe you did feel like a little competitive or like you had something to prove or you really wanted to throw your hat in the ring and almost conquest for this opportunity with this person. I see it. It's coming through very strongly. And I think you've hung in there quite a long time with the Nine of Wands. This means there's been a lot that's been coming at you that you've had to fend off. but I do feel like there's some new beginning coming your way. And this is my, if wishes were horses, the dreamers would ride card. So I do feel like you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. We also got like air sign energy here just because it came in earlier and I said it. Maybe you're dealing with a Libra in this situation. I do feel like there's this strong desire for you to write your own story. You want to determine how your story ends. And maybe you feel like there's others who have been involved in your romantic storyline for two. I don't know why it keeps coming through as story. Maybe something about your romantic adventures or perhaps misadventures in some cases have inspired you to write something, have inspired the muse, have inspired some creation to come forward through you. It could be you're writing some kind of novel, or maybe you're writing lyrics to music, or perhaps you're even writing some kind of helpful guidebook. Interesting. Helpful guidebook for navigating tricky spiritual terrain. That's how it's coming through. Now, maybe you want to do some kind of teaching work or some kind of healing work in regard to this with the Hierophant. Taurus energy coming in here. I also feel like you're building community. You're forming new connections. This feels really good. You're getting to know new people. And there's also this piece of you're really sort of like rooting your vision for the type of community you want to build around you and what that feels like for you. And there's something here about really wanting to protect a certain vision you have. And for some of you, you know, marriage is something that's really important to you. You know, it's possible that you could form a connection where, oh, that's kind of interesting. You could have been involved with somebody where it's like the thrill was just gone, like something happened in the passion department. Okay. This is coming in for those of you who have been in commitments. You might have even had a desire to tie the knot, to get married, okay, or to do a hand fasting, something like this. But then something put the brakes on in this situation. It could have been a temptation came to your path. This could have created some stress in your situation. This could have been a Leo, okay, because we do see this is like, you know, kind of coming back to haunt you. So it could be a situation where somebody came back around, you know, and they reminded you of someone you used to be or the way you used to feel. And it just awakened like this latent passion in you, this fire, and it really inspired you. And you might have indulged, I have to say. You might have put a committed relationship on ice to explore this connection, to see what it offered, all right? And I think there is a lot you learned through this experience, okay? We got the Page of Pentacles here. So again, Taurus energy, Virgo energy could be at play here. Really strong Taurus, though. You could have a strong Taurus indication here. It's interesting because I'm cluing into the rabbit here. Rabbit is trickster medicine, okay? And so it could be like you had to go through a learning process that involved you sort of playing tricks on yourself. So you could come across an education and love in a sort of roundabout way. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like you've been on a path of spiritual growth. And it's sort of like you cleared the slate, beginner's mind, you know? Maybe you want to pause jumping into a serious commitment and make sure that I'm signing on the dotted line for the correct soul contract here. I can see that. Some of you went through this process, okay? So for those of you that were in a committed relationship, and that's your story, one or the other of you, or maybe even both of you, stepped away for a bit to have some dalliances, I have to say, perhaps explore yourselves, explore possibilities. You know, maybe there were plans to tie the knot, and it's like, hold up, you know, is this right? Are we doing the right thing? Are we on the same page? There might have been a little bit of ego involved in this. There might have been a little bit of pride in this. I see this here, okay, with the Two of Wands. It does look like, you know, something was put on hold for a bit here in that case. But it could be that things are back on. You know, the lessons of the past have been integrated. You both reclaimed your fire. And maybe you're learning how to balance that out in relationship. This could be something that's been a challenge in your relationships in the past, okay, where somebody had issues with being too dependent on the other. You know, one person felt like they did all of the nurturing, all of the work in the relationship, and the other just kind of like phoned it in. And it might have taken somebody almost the threat of losing you to get to the point where they would say, you know, maybe I don't want this. Maybe I do really want to commit to building a future with you. And so I see in this case, this could actually be like you're finally putting out invitations for a wedding. Okay. For those of you that were already in a serious commitment that was heading in that direction and then it got derailed by temptation. All right. For others of you, I feel like whoever is coming in for you here, you're going to bump into them. I do feel like you've crossed paths with this person before. All right. You may have even had like some difficult exchanges with this person. This person may kind of be all over the place. You never know what's going to come at you. You never know what you're going to get. This person could be moody. They could be like the struggling artist type. I don't know why I got that. Maybe that's your type. Okay. They might be a little emo, you know. This person could deal with issues of depression or just in some way they're a little out of balance. It was 22:11 on the clock. I think that they find you a great comfort, all right? And you're very attracted to this person. I think you might be in some kind of social setting when you run into this person. Or perhaps you get invited to some kind of event like a wedding or a baby shower, some kind of celebration through a mutual friend, and you come into contact with this person again. And it sort of like reignites that spark, I feel, okay? Reignites that spark. It definitely could be somebody that you dealt with in the past. We also have, I mean, Libra came in, and here is Libra right here, okay, with the Queen of Swords. This could also be air sign energy. Aquarius came in very strongly. Could also be a Gemini, okay? But I do feel like, you know, there's something that you moved away from in this situation. It could be a Queen of Swords that was in the mix that you moved away from. And there's this freedom from this connection that used to have you maybe trapped in your head when it came to making a particular romantic choice. Maybe this person was in the picture, and because they were in the picture, you felt compromised in moving forward in a certain way with the Knight of Wands right behind that, okay? But I do feel like with this person out of the way now, maybe there's been some kind of falling out or something. You have found a way to make this work in order to bring this together if you want to. It's interesting though, because it does look like there will be a tower in play, all right? So there is some kind of disruption in this situation in order to get what you want. But I feel like you're going to hedge your bets. And yes, I see that because I see the Seven of Swords here, okay, which is kind of like doing something on the sly. It's a little bit sneaky here. It's coming in with the Chariot, okay, that's Cancerian energy. Cancer came in before. There is right here, look at this, okay, somebody's holding the reins here, and we got air and fire moving in two different directions, and this makes me think that you're of two different minds about something. Like your head tells you one thing, your heart and your passions tell you another, and it's kind of a rough, bumpy ride getting this to move forward. There could be a baby's mama in the picture that creates complication in this situation. Again, Aries energy coming in strongly here with the Tower, as well as Scorpio. It could be that some kind of foundation has to completely collapse in order to align with this soulmate here. And again, there could be a child in the mix here. There could be a love child in the mix here. You definitely could be dealing with a Scorpio. But if you want this new beginning, it's sort of like, if you want this new beginning, you may have to play a little dirty. It's how it's coming through, all right? And something will be irrevocably ended here. There's something that has been built that will be brought down. There's a tower that has to fall. And there's a lot happening here in the subconscious, you know, and I told you, you're in the process of making your subconscious conscious with the moon here to the Queen of Cups, right? There's something that's been hidden here, potentially something that's been clandestine. There's a riddle that you've had to solve on a deep level. It might even have something to do with really figuring out, why do I desire this so strongly? Some of you could have been manifesting this with the Ace of Wands here. Perhaps something you started to manifest back in the fall. Whatever you were working to manifest back there is now sort of like coming home to roost. All right. You may have felt like there was more coming at you than you expected. Okay, so those of you who have been trying to call in a romance, okay, you may not have realized, just setting that in motion, what it can stir up. It's sort of like you may have more than you bargained for. You may have like so many coming at you, and you may have them coming at you very like intense, sexually motivated, like, and very like persistent. And you sort of feel like, okay, like I wanted a new beginning, but this is too much. I do see you sort of like trying to draw a boundary line. So if you did do some manifesting, trying to call, you know, a little romance into your life, okay, it could have stirred up sort of like more than you bargained for. But I do feel like something's moving forward here, okay? And I feel like you're about to have an opportunity to enter into a new soul contract. We do have the Wheel of Fortune here. The Wheel of Fortune represents the fixed signs. That's Aquarius. You've had super strong Aquarius indications here. Scorpio, you had pretty strong Scorpio indications too. Could be Leo. You've had very strong Leo indications. And Taurus involved. There's also Sagittarian energy here. And right here, we got the Emperor. Okay, so again, big Aries energy, big Taurus energy. And I do feel like there's something that you are exploring here. Do you want to enter into this soul contract? To do so, like I said, means that something has to be sacrificed. You have to walk away from something in order to follow your heart and find the bridge over troubled water in this situation. And to do so, there is sort of like something that comes along with that. There's baggage that comes in tow, because there is a very strong indication here that in order to have this, in order to get your desires fulfilled in this situation, what you do to achieve this is going to have a look of betrayal. In some way, it's going to be looked at in the negative, a little bit like you might suffer some judgment for it. It might get some people talking. This could also be why you have this energy of feeling like you need to put down boundaries, because there could be some people that are upset about this, angry about this. They have some things they want to say to you. But I have to say, I see you investing in it. I do. And the reason why I see you investing in it is because for you, this is your happily ever after year. And again, I feel like you're going to get some kind of invitation here that's going to come in. It could be you're invited to some kind of event. I think there's a lot of glamour in this connection. I think it sort of just like sweeps you off your feet. It may feel like a very magical connection, but you know, this is who you really want to invest in. You know, it's interesting because I do see that you would like to invest in this person. Very strong Taurus indications, okay? really strong. I mean, Virgo came in too, but really strong Taurus indications. But it's interesting. I feel like there's almost this piece where just as you get this opportunity to have what you want, then it's like, do I still want it? This might be why people feel like it's a little bit like, what's going on with you, man? What's going on here? Because here you are in your independent energy, looking good, feeling good, growing something for yourself. Now you're almost in this place where you have so much independence. You're like, I don't know if I really want to move forward with this. Now you're undecided, okay? And here comes conflict. All right. So let's dive in. Let's dive in here with my shadow light playing cards, and let's just see what's really going on in this situation, because there's definitely some elements in play. And I think, like, just as you get close to achieving what you want, then all of a sudden you're like, I don't know if I want it still. I mean, look, there's something here that whatever is going on here with the Five of Spades in the shadow, it's a little foul. It is. And I think you know that, and there's something here about, on one hand, this could be, like I was saying, you could already be in a situation where you've been committed to somebody, okay? And then maybe you took like a time out from each other just so you could explore your independence, explore options. And something about this comes through and it makes people realize what's really been going on and why, you moved away from that connection. It's like it illuminates something, and people are going to feel like that is foul. That is foul. With the King of Spades here, really strong Aquarian energy, but it could also be Libran energy. It could be Gemini energy. Somebody is going to have some real harsh words to express about this. And I don't feel like they're going to hold back either with the Jack of Spades. And this is some pretty intense energy. It's almost like truth will need to come out in a situation. And this may be what has you in a place where you're kind of confused. Like, oh, do I really want this? Because it's like, again, it's got this like theme to it. Like it's got a little bit of that, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. And it can look really pretty on the surface, right? But it comes with a lot of baggage, right? There's glamour in this situation. Not all is as it seems, all right? So I do feel like some kind of stability or some kind of standing has to be sacrificed here in the shadow. I think that it's evident. I think it's visible. We do have social media card here. Okay, so something will come to light and it could affect stability or standing in some way. And this may be why you've tried to refrain with the Four of Spades in the shadow there, because you're like, I don't know. And it could be something connected to an air sign energy. Could be connected to a Libra, to a Gemini, to an Aquarius in this situation. All right. Very interesting. All right. But I see here, regardless, I have to say, I do see you going in that direction anyway. I do. I think maybe you've been moving really slow. You've been taking your time because you know that there's going to be some kind of upheaval here. But if you're really going to be able to make this work and bring this in, you can't rush it, because there's a lot that comes in tow with this, okay? A lot that comes in tow with this, all right? So I do feel like, you're trying to work this out. How do I navigate this? Because something about it will potentially become public and then it's going to stir some stuff up. Okay, give me some details here about this love connection for Pisces. What's coming in here for Pisces? What's coming in here for Pisces? What does Pisces need to know about it? It could also be that the person that you are moving toward, okay, they could have somebody attached to them where this makes it very complicated for them. and it could stir up a lot. I think that's why there's like maybe trying to figure out if you should do this or not. You may have felt like you've been keeping secrets in some cases, and so you've had to really like alter who you are depending on who's in the room. You know what I'm saying? I do feel like there's a part of that that feels imbalanced to you, and it feels uncomfortable. It feels awkward. It's stressed you out. And I think that's why when you start to get close to an opportunity, you start to get freaked out by it at the same time. Okay? We got crossing energy here. Yeah, because you know with the 7 of spades coming up in the shadow in reverse, like everybody's going to know what went down back there. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. And that can be on this person's side or on your side, I have to say, with the King of Diamonds coming up here in the shadow. For somebody, it's really not going to be a good look. And it's because of how this is entered into. So I do feel like there's something that you need to sort out here. And it does look like there should be transparency in a situation. It's better to just cut something off at the past than to let it be outed for you. Because if you let it be outed for you, then that really is a compromising situation. Whereas if you just own it and step into it fully, then you don't have to deal with that kind of fallout. At least there is honesty there, you know? People don't feel like there's this like deceit or sneaking around or doing something that just really feels kind of like it can be taken as malicious, you know, which might be why you get like pushback in this situation, right? Any final details here for Pisces? Any final details? You may know that somebody's going to be really hurt by this action, and so you're trying to figure out how you can avoid there being arguments or fallouts or something like this, okay? One more round. Any further details for Pisces about this situation? Okay, let me do a cut of the deck. And then I feel like getting an angel card for you just to get like a little guidance in this situation, cap it off. Shadow here. Yeah, you know, look, it's a fairy tale ending, all right. It's a Grimm's fairy tale, okay? So there's a lesson that will come forward in this situation. Again, not all is as it seems. Sometimes what we think would be our wish fulfilled ends up being nothing but a burden. There's something that's going on here, I have to say. And then on the other side here, we have the theory of 11. And that is totally connected to the 10th house, okay? And look at this. There's the Queen of Diamonds in the shadow. So we have Queen of Diamonds, King of Diamonds in the shadow here. Something that happens here ends up feeling a little tainted. It doesn't end up feeling like quite the victory or the wish come true that one was hoping for because of the way that it's received and the way it influences how you're viewed and how it affects your standing. There's something about this. Okay, so let's go ahead and we'll check out, and that could be for you or it could be for your partner, but there's something here where both kind of feel like cast in a negative light. Okay, let me get out some guidance from the angels here for you. Yeah, 8 of Swords. You know, this is it. You know, there's a bit of a need for humility in this situation. There has to be a sacrifice of ego to step into this, okay? Because it says here, truth and justice will prevail, okay? And there's protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune, right? So there's something here, and we have the peacock energy come out too. So be mindful of just sort of wanting something because of, you know, feeling like it helps you look like you got one over on somebody, or maybe it gratifies the ego in some way, right? This is something to be mindful of because there is something that, you know, will be, you know, a little bit more than was bargained for, I have to say. there's some kind of truth that has to come out, and there is some kind of like karma that needs to be balanced out. Now, Libra could be coming in very strongly because there's a lot of karma to balance out in this particular connection. It may be a karmic loop. Okay, so there's something that needs to be balanced out at the South Node in order to step into this connection. But let me just get one final bit of advice for you from the angels here. What does Pisces need to know about this opportunity coming in love and romance? What is the correct course of action for them to take in this situation so they can move through this experience in an empowered way? What is the best choice for Pisces to make in this situation? Five of Wands. Okay, so we know that there will be, you know, some kind of stirring up here with the Five of Wands. People will feel very passionate about their position. This will affect your group, okay? And, you know, there's something here about truth will prevail in this situation. And so those who seek the truth will get the truth. And you may already have people that are sort of like looking into this situation. They want to know what's going on here. Those who seek will find. That's what that card says, all right? So we've got one card that came out here. The devil. The devil. Okay. Yeah, you know, be careful of, you know, making a deal with the devil, man, because eventually the piper does need to be paid. It says seduction and downfall. And it also says here, works with the occult magic. Okay, so, you know, maybe there could be a little bit of this action going on in your situation. Okay, that is Capricorn energy there. But this is interesting. Two of Swords here. It says breaking the circle lifts opposing barriers and brings victory. So I can see this in a couple different ways. For that to come in with the devil, this could be, if you have been doing manifesting work, there is a need to break that circle of work. In other words, it's time to maybe earth a spell if you've been working on that level, or if you've been working with a particular group of people and you know it's something that's like kind of out of alignment. Maybe you shouldn't be doing that because you're already in a committed relationship, or because that person's in some committed relationship, or there's just something compromising about the situation. You might, Ted just said yes, you might want to break that connection and do the right thing. Okay, you might be getting promises from this person. They might be very seductive. They might be very convincing. Are they giving you the real deal here, though, or are they leading you down the garden path? With the devil, we have to be aware of deception, okay? So there's something about cutting something off. And again, it could be that there's somebody you have in common who's going to be hurt by this, and it's sort of like you can't have one without the other, you know? So it's like, in order for you to move forward with this person, you might have to cut a tie with somebody in order to step in this direction. And you have to own, you know, to get the victory you want, you also have to own the weight of the action. And it's just the way it is. That's the way it works, okay? Cut of the deck energy, and we'll close this out. The Lovers. It says joy and pleasure brings happiness to couples and removes negative energy, okay? So you could be dealing with a Gemini here. Three of Pentacles, okay? Mental force protects against sorrows. So I do feel like you can bring this into being. You can recover what was once a disappointment for you. But in order to walk that walk and really embrace this connection, you're going to have to withstand the fire. You know, it's the fire test of truth. How bad do you want it? It's up to you.